Hello, and welcome back to Operation Goodwood. It is January of 39, turn 6 for the British Commonwealth and the France player. Germany's on my doorstep, getting ready to come into France, so we'll see what happens here. But I'm spelling war in the near future. So let's start out with some tech rolls. The British have 2. We're going to try to get improved construction at white and long-range aircraft at red to stage 2. That is a 9 and a 5. So we got improved construction, but not long-range aircraft. Okay. Purchases for the British. They're going to finish their light carrier for 4, a seaplane, an infantry, and a militia. The Far East Command is going to get a Gurkha and an infantry with their $7. The Anzacs have 6. They're going to finish up their factory to a major. And then the French, on their turn, they're going to complete that fortification and buy an infantry and a militia with their $10. So, non-combat and placement of units. The Anzacs have no non-combat movements. So they're just going to replace their minor factory to a major. And that is going to give the British another tech roll, so it's up to tech dice to 3, so I remember. Okay, Far East Command now. They are going to do some non-combat movements. The destroyer and heavy cruiser in I-12. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. And the battleship in I-12, whoops, let me go up a little higher, is going to go 1, 2. So the heavy cruiser and destroyer in P-69 and the battleships in I-14. The fighter on the light carrier is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and land in Lower Egypt. The light carrier is going to go 1, 2, 3 and go into the lower port in the Red Sea. The 2 transports that were in the lower port are going to go up to M8 and go in the upper port, along with the battleship and British heavy cruiser. Okay, that is it for Far East Command non-combat movement. So they are going to place their infantry in Calcutta and the Gurkha in Burma. Okay, the British turn. They are going to rail their infantry from Cape Town all the way up to Western Egypt. They are going to take 2 infantry from southern England on the transport and go 1, 2, 3 and go into port in Gibraltar. That's that plate there. And they're going to, the 2 infantry in London are going to go to southern England. Okay. I apologize. The Anzacs did have one movement. They're going to take their transport and naval move them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to I-2 and go to that port right there and hang out. I think. Let me see here. Last minute thinking, and I shouldn't do that. Okay. Okay, so then the British are going to place their light carrier at the shipyard in A-22 with the rest of the fleet. The seaplane is going to go to London. Actually, the seaplane is going to go to northern England. The militia is going to Cyprus. And the infantry is going down to Cape Town. Okay. Now, I believe that's it for the British Commonwealth. So now the Frenchies' turn. So the French, shockingly enough, are on 4 for 5 on tech so far, which is sort of funny, but okay. They're going to go for improved construction now, too. See what they can do. And it's an 8. Of course it is. Why not? So the French go to stage 1 on improved construction. And their non-combat movements. Okay. The motorized in Picardy is going to go 1-2 to Aquitaine. The militia in Normandy is going to Aquitaine. The militia in southern France is going to Aquitaine. The 3 infantry in Alsace are going into Paris to join that group. The militia in Picardy is going to Alsace. I believe that is all the non-combat movement for the French. So then we got to finish the fortification. We are going to place the infantry into Paris. You'll join this task force marker here. And the militia is going to Alsace-Lorraine. Doing a quick look over here, make sure I got everything good to go. So then the French will have $10 next turn again. The Anzacs have $5 to spend next turn. The Far East has $7 to spend next turn. And the British have 16. Okay. I think that is it. I'm looking for green arrows on my board. I do not see any. So hopefully I got everything there. So let's do a quick disposition. And we'll start here in France because that's probably the more important one for everybody and what's going on. So Picardy is open. Nothing in there. Alsace has 5 militia. Southern France is empty. Aquitaine has 2 motorized, a mountain, 2 militia, 2 battleships in port, and a transport in port. Normandy is open, but there's a fortification going into Aquitaine. And then Paris is this task force marker right here. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 infantry, 1 artillery, and 5 militia. The French fleet has not moved at all, so A-19, A-20, A-28 all have destroyers on escort duty. A-44 has a light cruiser on escort duty, and the A-48 has a TBD on escort duty for the French. The rest of France, Syria has a mountain or a Foreign Legion infantry and a militia, and in M8 there is a transport, a fighter, and a medium bomber on maritime air patrol. For the Anzacs, they finished the factory to a major factory, and their transport is now sitting over here in I-2. The Far East Command has a destroyer and heavy cruiser in P-69, a battleship in I-14, a coastal sub and destroyer in I-12. Burma now has 3 Gurkhas and a militia. Calcutta has 4 infantry and 3 militia. Lower Egypt's lower port has a light carrier in port. The upper port has 2 transports, a battleship, a heavy cruiser. There are 7 infantry, a colonial militia, and a fighter in Lower Egypt. There are now 2 infantry, a colonial, and a militia in Western Egypt. Nothing else in Africa has changed. The fleet is still the same in M8. Gibraltar now has 6 infantry, a militia, 2 transports in port, and a seaplane. There is now in A-22, there is a light carrier now, along with the rest of the Navy, which has not moved. London has a militia. Southern England has air transport, fighter, 2 militia, airborne, medium bomber, and 2 infantry. Northern England has 2 militia and a seaplane. Scotland has a mountain man. I believe that is it. If anybody has any questions on where anything is located, please ask. Once again, it's 16, 7, 5, and 10 for income. We did get the British go up to stage 3 of construction, and the French got to stage 2 of construction. I wish it was a stage 3. And the French got to stage 1 of improved construction. They missed on long-range aircraft. So that is it. I will pass it off to the Italian player, and we will see everybody next year. Have a good one.